Hey guys, good morning. This is going to be a real quick video. This is actually going to be like an update follow-up to a video I only did like a month ago. If you guys go back and watch number 602, that's hashtag 602, I did a video about talking about credit card sharpeners for router bits, for solid carbide or carbide router bits. And I also talked about the diamond wheel that I use and a diamond wheel that you guys could go purchase if you want to try and sharpen your own router bits. Now, let me say right off the bat that I am not a machinist. I don't purport to be a machinist, but I do know how to sharpen our router bits. We have 6 router. If you're watching this for the first time, we have very specific router bits that we use when we do our carved signs, and that's what these bits are for. So my dad taught me. He was a machinist. He taught me, and I've been grinding these kinds of router bits for 50 years plus. So I do know this. Secondly, is that I had a thought and now it's gone. Secondly, is that if you have other kinds of router bits, I'm not speaking to those. I'm speaking to just the router bits that we use and these types of router bits. So what I use is a diamond wheel on my bench grinder. It's a really good Delta bench grinder. And this is a diamond wheel that we bought probably 20 or 30 years ago. It's a super fine grit, diamond impregnated wheel on there. Nothing is plugged in here. We've been grinding with this wheel for 20 years, 30 years plus. I don't even remember. It's been so long. And it works great. It still is just as good as the day we got it, as far as I can tell. But on that other video, number 602, I talked about if you went to try and replace this wheel, and if you go back and watch that, I give you a part number, where you can buy it, everything. We paid about $100, $150 for this. Again, it's been so long, I don't know exactly how much we paid. But now the equivalent to this is over $600, like 620 bucks. So, but here's the thing. Someone had passed on some information to me, and I went and checked it out, and I had seen these wheels before, but I found an alternative if you want to try and sharpen your own router bits. So what I found this on Amazon, and this is from Kent Supply, a 600 grit diamond wheel. So I went and I got a little bench grinder. I didn't need another bench grinder, but I picked this little $50 bench grinder up at Harbor Freight, and it's actually a good little bench grinder. So now I've got a spare in case one goes out. And this is the wheel I'm talking about. So it's, what is that? That's got to be at least an inch. Yeah, it's full inch wide, which I don't really like the wide ones. Dad did, but I don't like the wide ones as well as the narrow ones. I think mine over here is like 1/4 inch. But this thing is diamond, and I think it's really not made to do what I'm doing with this. But I just sharpened these 4 bits with that wheel, and it worked. It absolutely worked. It grinds carbide. It is a diamond wheel, and it grinds carbide. And this thing, the other one was 620 bucks. This thing on Amazon was $68.64. Less than 69 bucks for this, if you want to try and sharpen your own router bits. Now, the pros and cons. The pros, obviously, the price. It's like a tenth of what what the wheel like is kind of comparable to mine. And it absolutely works. It grinds carbide. There's just no, if you have anything that's carbide, this thing will grind it. Oh, yeah. So it's KentSupply.com. Now I bought this on Amazon, but you could probably go directly to their website. Now, the downside is that this is a 600 grit. I believe our wheels, now that I have these two to compare to, I can feel the roughness on this one at 600 grit. Now I know that ours that we've had, and back in those days, they didn't go by the number of grit. They just went by super fine or extra fine grit. This is extra fine grit. I think it's 1200 or finer. So that's kind of the con with this thing. It grinds really too well. And any of you that have done sanding, you know, you take a 60 grit belt or disc and you take a 120 grit belt or disc. That 60 grit is going to take material off much faster than the 120. Well, that's what this does. It takes that carbide off so fast that if you don't have a really light touch with it, man, you are grinding a lot of material away. And I didn't realize the difference between the two until I ground these bits. Again, I'm probably going to continue using this grinding wheel because it works, it's what I'm used to, and it grinds a finer grind. But this absolutely will do it. Now, it grinds a heavier grind, which means that it probably, if you looked at it through a microscope, the edge probably wouldn't be as good as the edge with this, because this is a finer wheel. But it is super alternative compared to what I talked about on 602. Now, the other thing is make sure, and you can watch video Coffee and Questions 12/13/17, and I talk about cleaning your router bits. This is what I use to clean my router bits. Super important. It's a brass wheel, just a Dremel brass wheel and a rotary tool. This happens to be a Dremel. And but you can do it with a hand brass wheel and soap and water. I've done it in the sink with soap and water and just a hand brass brush. So you can absolutely do that. The other thing is, on that Coffee and Questions 12/13/17, I also talk about how do you tell when your router bits are dull. And it gets, Vicky did an amazing job with the camera, getting really close in there. And basically, that video will tell you when your bits are dull. They will give you an inkling of how you can look at your bits through through like cheaters and a magnifier to tell how dull your bits are.
God bless you.
Excuse me. I didn't see that coming. Anyway, that is pretty much it, guys. This thing absolutely works. It's on a little cheap Bauer $50 grinder, and it works fine.
And we'll have that, I think, in our Amazon store.
Yeah, I think we'll put this grinding wheel. Now, here's what, if you want my overall recommendations, if you want to attempt this, absolutely. If you have the money to buy the $600 wheel, go with that. But probably most of you don't. This wheel will absolutely do it. However, I will say that if you're not used to grinding these router bits, you can ruin a router bit very fast. So, my recommendation is become a premium member and let me sharpen them for you. It's $10 a month. I normally don't talk about the premium membership, although we're going to start talking about it a little bit more. You get a lot of benefits, but the biggest benefit is, and that's this was sent in from a premium member. I sharpen these bits. Actually,
there's 11 of them.
Yeah, I have a few more to sharpen, but these are the ones I wanted to demonstrate. This is a profile, a carving liner, a 60 and a 90. But if you don't want to go through all the hassle of learning how to sharpen router bits, and I'm telling you, you can ruin a lot of router bits in a hurry. If you don't want to do that, let me do it for you. You can become a premium member, $10, $9.95 a month, and you get other benefits too.
And how much is it if they just want to send their router bits in?
That's what I was going to say. That's a very good question. If you just want me to sharpen your router bits, it's $7 per router bit plus shipping. And the shipping as of November 1st will go up to $9. But that's per package. So if you have 5 bits, it's $35. Wait a minute, 5 times 7, 35. Yeah, right. I had to think myself. So it's $35 plus $9, just one $9 charge. So now that is if you bought these bits from us. I don't sharpen anything that isn't our router bits bought from us. And the exclusion is I don't sharpen the spiral bits. I don't sharpen the 1/8 inch spiral or the 1/4 inch upcut spiral. I can't, that's just, it gets too tricky. So, gosh, I think I've covered everything. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. But those are my recommendations. If you want to give this a try, man, for $70, this thing will absolutely, and you may have other carbide stuff that you want to sharpen as well. This thing will absolutely do it. Again, I don't think it was made to sharpen carbide bits, because even on the packing list, I think it says like it's, what does it say? Diamond with lapidary jewelry. So it's made for sharpening lapidary jewelry. Whatever that is. I'm not a jewelry guy. Anyway, guys, that's it. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, let me know. If you need supplies, there's the website. We love you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.